As adults, we go through life and we start to understand that taming our emotions can be hard. With that being said, don't get mad, get distant. And I say don't get mad, get distant because the more you go through life and the more you develop boundaries, you find less of a need for anger because you're now saying, okay, this thing is striking a nerve. It's striking a nerve with me and I'm about to snap. Now that's a signal to you, or should be a signal to you, that you now need to dial it back. Somewhere you are investing time and energy into something that is not necessarily conducive or healthy for you, and you need to dial it back. Understand that of all of your accomplishments, of every accolade that you can get, happiness is your greatest achievement. You can make buku money, you can make hella money, you can make a little bit of money, you can make medium money, you can make whole money, but it doesn't matter if you're not happy. That is your greatest achievement, and that's what you should strive for. So at whatever point that you are seeing yourself constantly being triggered and you're not responding spicy to that email, and you're not seeing those things that you want, and you're finding yourself showing up real cute and being cordial, but you have something in the back of your mind, or you're dealing with people, and then you might be just running into games, or you might be that unappreciated person at work that keeps getting passed over for that promotion, or you should have been recognized for employee of the month 5 months ago, and here it is a year later and you still haven't gotten it. And you get to a point where you're so frustrated, and now what happens? You explode. You explode because you keep putting energy into this avenue that you shouldn't be, because you can't force your way. It has to be something that's very natural. Don't get me wrong. Try and try again. But at the same time, you have to consider what's detrimental to you. You have to consider the emotional liabilities that you cause when you allow yourself to be frustrated time and time again. And those frustrations, I've said this in multiple videos, those frustrations do yield physical disadvantages for you, if not immediately down the line. Unhealthy practices definitely do lead to physical interferences. It might be high blood pressure. It might be, it might develop into a pre-existing health condition. It might be a stroke. It doesn't matter. It will manifest itself physically. So you have to remember, okay, I just found a trigger for me. I just found that very uncomfortable place. Let me dial it back. Let me do the adjusting. Because oftentimes we expect people's places and things, especially work, to make that adjustment when it's set up that way for a reason. It's not meant to make the adjustment. It's to test your level of flexibility, and it's to test you, and it's to test your will. But you have to keep yourself in mind first. So while you're being that emotional referee for yourself and you're doing those play calls for yourself, keep your mental health in mind. Keep you in check. When it becomes an uncomfortable situation for you and you get that burning feeling that this is something that you got to get it off of you. Set your boundaries so it won't happen again. Mind yourself. Mind yourself. Mind your mental health. But most importantly, mind yourself, because no one is going to take ownership of your actions. They're your actions. If you go bonkers one day, or if you go ape shit one day, no one's going to say, hey, excuse me, I know she's got a pending battery charge, but I'm the one that provoked her 3 weeks ago because I talked about her kids, or I said something about her mama, or I was just being unfair and unruly, or I did something, and she is well within her right to act and respond and behave and do. No one's going to do that. Baby, you'll be sitting behind a jail cell, and those people that you let that anger and that frustration build up behind, not wanting to and not dealing, they won't be there to testify. They will not be there to sit there and raise a single finger in your favor. So like I said, don't get mad, get distant. You see you're being mishandled, you hear the comments, now adjust yourself, because you are the only person that you have control over. I said this in a previous video. You're responsible for your own happiness. So what you do, how you handle your emotions, your coping mechanisms, those all fall on you. So do it in a healthy way, and set those boundaries and do what's comfortable for you to cope, for you to handle, for you to deal, and most importantly, for you to be healthy.